Tonight on the MTN News, a high-flying rescue.
No, I don't think I've ever seen a horse trapped in the river before.
The story behind this unusual sight in the sky, and marketing Montana.
For the first time in 16 years, we're reintroducing Montana to the world.
The state launches a new brand in hopes of bringing in more tourists. Also, double duty.
He loves the game and is passionate about it.
Sports can separate you from your faith, but with Father John here, it really helps us stay focused.
A Catholic priest who's also found a calling, coaching high school baseball. The MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Well, thanks for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Russ Riesinger. Hold on to your hats, folks. Miles City is getting buck wild tonight. The legendary bucking horse sale draws nearly 19,000 people and kicks up some $20 million in local spending. A real economic stampede. It's Bronx beer and big business in the wild, wild east of Montana. MTN's Marcus Kakova takes the reins from here.
You don't ride out to Miles City this weekend looking for peace and quiet. This Cowboy Mardi Gras, a 4-day, $20 million surge that fuels the region and fills the streets.
It's just like the Mardi Gras in New Orleans, except it's cowboy style. Last year we scanned 19,000 people through this gate.
But behind the beer gardens and bronc rides, tradition.
I got my son here, and I know all these other kids, they all grew up watching us do it, and now they all want to be part of it.
See, this isn't just a stage, it's a starting line. The bucking horse sale is where guts get their first taste of glory.
You know, a lot of guys have started their bronc riding and bareback riding careers right here at the Miles City Bucking Horse Sale. We've got a lot of horses that we sell tomorrow on Saturday, and we need a lot of cowboys to get on them.
It isn't just bragging rights on the line. It's a future of wild rides, an opportunity all too rare for those who saddle up.
The top two out of this event actually qualify for our big match bronc ride on Sunday, where there's $50,000 added. It's tough for them to do just because they don't have the money won. So the opportunity that those two kids will have on Sunday is one that they don't see every day.
That opportunity paid for in part by Orrin Murray, a young rider who never got his chance to finish the ride.
It's a memorial deal that we lost a local 5 years ago, actually, in a car wreck. He was a young bronc rider, really aspired to be one of the best, and was really starting to click.
And yet, in every bucking horse, with every rookie who straps in with something to prove, Orrin Murray rides on. Not in mourning, but in the celebration of what he loved most, the chance to ride wild and free.
Be bad now. Be bad. That's fun. Go on now. Go.
If you're going to be a bronc rider, you got to be tough. That's kind of the deal.
A lot of people do it. A lot of people survive in it, and it's just, but it's just not for everybody. Yeah.
In Miles City, Marcus Kakova, MTN News.
The Montana Department of Commerce unveiled its newest campaign today at the Bucking Horse Sale in Miles City. As Isabel Spartz explains, the hope is to highlight all that Montana is and bring even more out-of-state residents to visit.
Montana's beautiful landscape has no shortage of great things to offer.
People love those wide open spaces and do that hiking and adventuring.
According to the University of Montana, millions travel just to experience it all, and in turn brought over $6.1 billion to the state's economy just last year.
That offsets people's taxes. It helps pay for our teachers and our schools and our first responders. It's a huge contributor to the economy of the state.
Executive Director for Visit Southeast Montana, Wendy Swenson, says that there's potential for that number to grow.
People want those experiences. They will travel for events. They'll travel for, just those different things that they can't experience at home.
For 16 years, the Montana Department of Commerce has tried to market the state, but now,
For the first time in 16 years, we're reintroducing Montana to the world.
it's time for a refresh.
This brand is going to do a better job talking about the caliber of the people the communities, the work ethic, the independence, our faith.
The department unveiled Montana's new brand and logo with the help of Governor Greg Gianforte during the Bucking Horse sale in Miles City on Friday. Mitch Staley with the department says it was long overdue.
A lot has changed in 16 years, so that would be around 2008 when the previous brand was launched, and you just can think of technology changes alone.
But the reason to make this change is to help highlight local stories, lesser known locations, and most importantly, not just those coming in, but the people at the heart of it.
We're allowing our residents to be those ambassadors for us and for the state, showcasing what people in the state love and that we want to share with everybody else.
The campaign will literally hit the road with this 86 Chevy that will travel across the state to different events this summer. More of the brand is expected to roll out later, but the state is confident this is a step in the right direction.
This brand is really not just a tourism brand, but it also helps represent all that Montana's economy has to offer to the world, and really Montana is open for business, and this brand's going to tell that story.
In Billings, Isabel Sparts, MTN News.
Well, we've made it to the weekend. Let's get a first look at how the weather is shaping up now from meteorologist Jason Stiff. Jason?
All right, now things are looking pretty good in Miles City for the Bucking Horse sale. I'm helping to cordon off the streets here. 8th and Main, you can see all the gates and the fences are up there. They're going to get ready for the street dance. Now the mutton busting is just about done. We've had some gusty wind around Miles City earlier today, but it's a really nice evening. A few clouds are starting to push into parts of Custer County, but for the most part, some dry weather for us. We've had some rain showers moving over the Billings area from time to time, but it didn't amount to very much. We've only had 0.02 of an inch of rain today in the Magic City. Had a nice seasonable low of 40 and also a seasonable high of 64 degrees, just slightly below average. After a quiet day Saturday, we're going to have a lot more active weather coming. Your forecast coming up.
This scene over the Yellowstone River sure had a lot of people talking this morning. A horse dangling over the water as it was airlifted by a helicopter. As our Matt Carmack reports, the pilot wasn't horsing around. There was a good reason for this very unusual rescue.
It was right here on the Yellowstone River, just between these two islands, where two Billings women found an old retired horse. They say that horse has been in the water since Tuesday.
When it's this high, it's dangerous.
It was a miracle on the Yellowstone Friday morning when Billings residents Jessica Garza and Heather Holdgren awoke to find this horse was still alive after being in the water for nearly 3 days.
There was no way that somebody was getting out there without a boat.
The ladies initially found the horse Thursday night. As animal lovers, they jumped into action to help rescue the senior horse.
We called Blue Creek Fire Department, we called Fish and Wildlife, we called the Yellowstone Animal Control, we called the Sheriff's Department.
We were able to use an oral sedative to kind of calm the horse down before we hooked the horse to the helicopter, and looked like he enjoyed the ride. So
Friday morning at about 9 a.m., the horse was lifted out of the river by the help of the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Department.
it would have been difficult at best to try to get that horse off of an island if it's healthy. And so this just worked out real well.
While the rescue itself only took about 2 hours, getting out the horse was easier said than done.
So one of our other deputies walked out there with a bucket of grain that we brought with us, and they were able to coax the horse back onto the island where we were at.
Especially considering the horse's age.
And this horse was well over 20.
Yeah, they said he was an old retired gelding.
But because all hands were on deck, Cowboy the horse reunited with his family shortly after the rescue.
I think everybody on Facebook was praying that he would make it through the night.
You know, the horse needed to be rescued, and we needed to make the attempt.
In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
Well, the countdown has begun for Montana students. The end of the school year and the start of summer's in sight. And high school seniors in Bridger celebrated in style today. Take a look here. This is the school parking lot of Bridger High School, full of tractors. High school seniors in Bridger have long marked the end of the school year by driving tractors to school, a tradition that dates back decades. Well, today was the last day of school for those seniors. The rest of the school will mark its last day next Friday, as will many other school districts across the state. School here in Billings doesn't wrap up this year until the second week of June. The second year of high school baseball in Montana brings about some first-year teams, including Billings Central. And on the field, the players have had a chance for more guidance from one of their coaches, who is also a priest at St. Patrick's. Q2's David J. has more from a team that has earned a spot in the postseason.
Mostly father, occasionally coach. That's how Central baseball players address their assistant coach, Father John Pankratz.
In faith and in life and in school, sports is a great opportunity to teach.
Coach Pankratz keeps track of the statistics, and head coach Mike Martinson is a baseball man, having made it to the AAA level in the California Angels organization. Both also teach religion at Central.
Maybe don't have to do with baseball in particular, but some of those verses of St. Paul, where he's using sports as an analogy for faith. So he talks about, I've fought the good fight, I've ran the race, I have kept the faith.
Coach Pankratz wears his priestly collar under his baseball jersey, and he enjoys his time in the dugout. And what he brings to the team are lessons for both baseball and life.
In the school mass, he normally focuses on the world, what we can do as better people, and then in baseball meetings, he gives us what we can do in baseball to be better people and to give our trust in the Lord and what we do.
The players say the perseverance needed for baseball adds to the lessons from Father John.
Baseball is a game of failure, and you can put that into your personal life too. You can fail however many times, but still come up and be successful in the end.
When we're in our spiritual lives, our relationship with God, often it's characterized by setbacks and failure and sin, but the Lord works with us. And what he asks of us is to just keep going, keep getting up to bat.
Players say Father John is competitive, but also keeps the game in perspective.
Our team has pretty good sportsmanship. We don't get into it with other teams, and that's on his part. He keeps us pretty in check most of the time.
He carries both his preaching and his coaching throughout everything he does. He really tries to keep us working together and staying close, as well as making sure that we are on our best behavior.
Father John says helping out is just part of his ministry, adding he has been an assistant coach for boys and girls soccer and the boys basketball team, and now baseball.
We want to win baseball games and we want to compete on the field, but we want to help these boys become young men and to help mold them so that they become successful in what they do in their faith, in their career, and in their academics.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.